course, when I'm taking a swig of the water. What's up, my good people? What's up, good people? Wake up with me. It's your man, Trayvon Pratt, with AIM, always improving the mind. Yes, we took a break. We took a little hiatus last week. We did not go live last week on the Mindset Monday. Had a lot going on, but we here today. And today we're going to talk about the power, if there is any, of reminiscing. I'm going to go ahead and debunk that. Yes, there's power in reminiscing, but you can't stay there. And I'll tell you why shortly. But today it is story time. It is story time today. Okay. Let me get some things set up real quick. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. I was having some technical difficulties. So that's why if you saw on YouTube, there's no thumbnail, there's no banner. If you saw on, you haven't been seeing me on Facebook, it had disconnected. It wouldn't connect for some reason. You hadn't seen me on Instagram. Again, I don't know the reasoning, but I know we here. Okay, we are here and we are live, we are strong, we are present this morning. Okay. The title of this live, this Mindset Monday, is Fall Back to Spring Forward. The power of reminiscing. Is there power in reminiscing? I'm going to tell you absolutely. Absolutely. Because we remember life by the moments. Okay. We remember life by the moments that are created by being present. Right. So you may not always remember exactly what happened, the scenario. You might not always remember the setup, right? What led to that moment. You may not always remember everything, but you will always remember how you felt. Another reason why you cannot dismiss emotion. And I'm going to point that out a few times in this live. And we're going to have a separate discussion about emotion and true emotional awareness, true emotional intelligence, because too many people this day and age tries to dismiss emotion as if it's useless, when literally that is the human experience. You are going to feel your way through this life. Okay. So we remember life by the moments, and the moments are created by being present. You may not always remember exactly what happened or the scenario what led up to it, but you will always remember how you felt. Okay, whether it's a complex emotion like euphoria or effervescence, or something simple like nervousness and excitement, you will always remember how you felt. Okay, story time. Story time, man. I'm gonna have fun with this. Recently, over the weekend, I went to the state fair, the Virginia State Fair, with my wife and my mother-in-law. Right now, I know that setup sounds like it's a little boring, but it was not. I had a ball. We had a ball, uh, and one of the reasons why is because we've all went to the state fair as kids, including my mother-in-law. We've all went to the state fair as kids, right? A reason why we feel we must continue to go every year, even though it's changed, even though we don't do the same things, right? We don't ride the rides. I don't feel the necessary to ride the rides at the fair. Um, we don't ride the rides. We don't do as much. We don't stay there as long. I remember as a kid, man, I used to drop me off in the morning, come pick me up at midnight. Like for real, we'd be there all day, and we gotta go every day that it's there. It's there for a week or 2. We need to go there every day. Right? So we all remember things like that. And when we went to the fair this year, right? I was like, okay, what are some things that you must do? What's the state fair experience, right? And it's like, oh no, just chill, just I'm like, yeah, no, I know it's more than that. So let's get into it. We go there and I just started asking little questions to jog the mind, to like open it up a little bit. Let's open this up a little bit because there's more to just wanting to go to the fair. And I know it. And so when we was there, I would ask as we would walk around, as we try stuff out, as we see stuff, I was surprised I didn't see anybody I knew. I normally run into so many people I haven't seen in a while, but I did go early, so a lot of people go later. We like to see the fair at night. Who like to see the lights? Um, but when I would ask certain questions, it would jog their mind and bring up different memories. And I just love to hear people talk about the good times. I just love to hear people and see people drift back, right? I just love to see that. I love to see people drift to this moment that was captured. I love to see and hear people, reminisce out loud because all of those feelings come rushing back. And some of the things that my mother-in-law was saying was like, I don't even know how I remember this or why this came up. And then she'll go into, the story. And I'm just loving it. Like I'm getting filled on this because it's a beautiful thing. Our mind is capable of storing everything, everything. There are so many times when it's like, I don't know why I feel the way I feel or why I feel about you or this situation the way I do, but it's because of what your mind has stored, the experiences, the memories, you know, it's so much, all of it is captured up here. This is the largest database Google could never, okay? This is the largest database that you got. You just gotta unlock it. So when I would ask certain little questions that would just like navigate thought to, oh, here's another memory. And I remember this. And when you're in presence enough to be comfortable with sharing, more and more just starts to flow and open up, man. So I just love to watch that. Like if an adult has a memory as a kid, I can see the kid in them. I can see the childlike glee, the excitement, the thrill, the inertia. It's like, oh my goodness. Like I remember, you know, and like I said, bro, you capture all of those moments by being present and you remember what you felt. How many times have you forgotten a person's name, but you ain't forget that person? You don't forget that person because you don't forget how they made you feel, you know? Whether you were uneasy around this person or it was more so like, I gotta be around this person. Whether you're attracted to this person, you might not remember too much about this person at all. Name, fashion, nothing, but you'll remember how you felt in their presence. And that's one of the reasons why like we acknowledge faces and stuff. We can acknowledge the person, We don't always associate a name with them. I know I do it all the time. But going back to the fair. So the fair, we had a ball. We didn't ride any rides. We walked around, we ate, we saw stuff, we bought stuff, we played some games. It's funny, they won. I ain't ashamed to say it. They won the games that we was playing, the little water gun jump, and you had to break the plate and all of those types of games. They won those Jones. I ain't I ain't win nothing, but I had a ball. We remember life by the moments created. What's up, cuz? That's big cuz. We remember life by the moments. And you create the moments by being present and allowing yourself to feel. So you cannot dismiss the emotion. I told you I'm gonna mention that quite a few times. Good morning, everybody that's tuning in from all areas: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. We all here, right? If you want to get your comments posted, go to Facebook and YouTube, especially. It's always all love. Love you, cuzzo. Tell my baby I said hey. My Yanni mommy, she's so cute. And yeah. So we had a ball at the fair because of all of the memories. This is another thing, the power of reminiscing. One of the ways that, people see me, they like, "You always so happy, you always so smiling and laughing." One of the ways that I'm like this is because I'm constantly replaying moments of happiness. I am not naive. I'm not naive anymore. I was. It's kind of like a process, but I'm not naive anymore to the sense of there is negativity in the world. Every day is not a good day, right? Uh, and I might not always feel like smiling, but if you don't see me smiling, then something is really wrong. Like I'm not at a breaking point, but it's enough, like I've reached my limit and I just need to reset or sit down or whatever it is. But one of the ways that I am the way I am is because I continuously replay moments from any part of my life. Like I my memory be jogged from anything. You could trigger your memories from scents, smells, any sense. I know I'm just gonna mess that up, but any sense from whether from the scenery that you see. Uh, this is why a lot of people get into this mode around the holidays because around the seasons change. You outside and you see, different color leaves. There's certain memories captured in those seasons, and holidays are usually meant for families to gather. So a lot of people around this time reminisce on those good times. And I was going to say this for the end, but I'll go ahead and tell you that if you stay in the past reminiscing, then you may become depressive in the present because the past is the past. You are meant to live in the present. So you reminisce, capture those feelings, bring them to the present, create more moments that in the future you will then reminisce on later, right? But if you only stay in the past, it can become depressive because the past ain't what the present is. We'll never get back to where it was. I swear, 90s Christmases were the best. I have not had, no matter how much I've spent, no matter how many people I've shared this cheer with. I love Christmas time. I love Christmas. No matter how much I've done, no matter how much I've decorated, how many movies I watch, how much music I put on, nothing, I've never been able to recreate a 90s Christmas. Well, I'm not in the 90s anymore. The people that were there, most of them are not here anymore, right? And if we think about it like that, it can become depressive. But instead, I just reminisce. I capture those moments. I keep those moments dear and near to my heart, and I bring that feeling up to the forefront. I bring that up to the present and create more moments. Now, I proposed to my wife on Christmas morning. I like in front of family that was there. Don't get me tearing up. But had not allowed, the present to be as great as it is and only focused on the past and the comparison of how the present is not like the past and we'll never get there, then those moments will never be captured. Like you capture the moments by being present. And then we reminisce on the moments captured. So, yes, there's power in reminiscing. Remember the good times, feel them, go back there. When you need a boost, you need a pick me up, go back there, right? Set the scene, trigger your memory. These little questions that I be asking may seem irrelevant, but every person, look at all of my interviews. I only ask 5 questions. I only ask 5 actual questions. But those 5 questions, and you feeling comfortable enough to share, you're in a vulnerable state to be open enough, to share, has led to so much more thought and memory. And a lot of times when we do these power people lives, the power person, the guest on the live, like, yo, didn't even I didn't even think of that. We don't realize how much our past actually shaped and molded us into who we are today. So we had a ball at the fair because we were able to be in a euphoric state of reminiscence, right? I asked those questions that led to unlocking memories. We could all reminisce, talk about times we had at the fair, experiences we had. Like I remember going and seeing they had a gorilla man, a man that changed into a gorilla, right? I was nervous, I was scared. My cousin wanted to go. I'm like, okay, big cuz, I'm with cuz, I'm going with my cousin. I go in there, I see this. I know it now as an adult, I know it was smoke and mirrors, but it's this guy, he's in a cage. You see him walking around, and it's like, okay, whatever. Then he stands still and you see him transform into a gorilla. And then the announcer like starts to panic, like, hold on, you look angry. Like, what's going on? He starts going crazy in the cage, and then he starts shaking the cage bars, and then like boom, he just busts out. And man, I don't think I've been that scared in my life. I ran so fast. I left Cuzzo everything. I had to go back and check on him. But I was out that tent. Um, and they never experienced that, but they remember seeing it. They was too scared to go in. Like, so I was able to share those types of moments. It was just a very enjoyable time, very memorable. And we created another moment of us as a family at the fair, just able to share. And some other stuff happened too. I won't share that, but it's more memories that was created, more moments created, more memories stored. And then we enjoyed reminiscing on those good times. That's story one. Okay. Um, the next thing is, like I said, one of the things that I continuously say is spirit speaks. Spirit speaks, and spirit speaks loudly, but spirit usually does not use words to speak. You feel it. Another reason you cannot dismiss emotion. The same ones I know who credit themselves on being faithful and following God and sticking to the word are the same ones who say, dismiss your emotions. There is no emotion. I feel nothing. All I'm doing is working, and your feelings don't matter, and all of that stuff. Like hell, you so lost. Like, how are you? So you just going off of the word, but you're not actually diving in the spirit. If you're not feeling anything, you feel the spirit, right? And I expressed that with this story. You another little anecdote. It's story time. Because you have to be open enough for the spirit to enter, for the spirit to work in whatever channel, whatever form. You have to be open enough for that to happen. You have to be in a sense of vulnerability for the spirit to flow through you. Okay. Um, I talked to my mom recently. I talked to my mama. And I told her about my stepfather who passed when I was a teen, right? And I was nervous of talking to her about him because I didn't want to jog up any more emotion, like that's pivotal. Like, he was pivotal in me and her life, especially hers. But he was the male figure in my life, right? And I was just piecing together when I was doing some reminiscing and reflecting, I was piecing together a lot of who I am as a man today is because of my stepfather. Shout out Big Vi. Love you, man. Because of him, right? He put me on to the games that I play. And I use those games. That's one of my mediums of escaping reality, right? Or like diving deeper into my own reality versus the one that I have to have this human experience in. Um, he put me onto those games. He put me onto the like the comics and Marvel and stuff like that. He put me onto those channels. Uh, he put me onto some of the music. I cannot live without. I can't live without this music. I keep it on repeat to this day. It's some music like Angie Stone. I ain't get it as a kid. I was like, why he keep playing, that black brother, that why he keep playing that as a black man? I'm like, yo, she was spitting. She was spitting on that song, bro. And I play that joint to this day. I play it like 2, 3 times a week, like, no lie. I listen to that song all the time. So, it's interesting. Music, I keep on repeat. Morals, I won't break. The way I treat women, huh? The way I treat women is because of how I saw him treat my mother. The way I treat women is because of the way he treated my mother. I saw how he loved my mother. I saw how patient he was when, she would be emotional. I saw how patient he was with me. Even though I as a teen, my rebellious teen phase was directed at him. you know, you ain't my dad and all that stuff. But I was reminiscing off of his memories. And Imma tell you, man, when spirits speak loudly. When I There was 2 moments. One of the main ways that spirit speaks to me is through dreams. It's through dreams. Like, I feel my dreams. I know a lot of people do, but for me, I feel my dreams to the point where I couldn't tell that that wasn't reality. You couldn't tell me that it wasn't real until I woke up in my bed. If I'm still in my bed, I'd probably be on the floor or something. I don't know. But there was 2 moments in my life where I got to a point of confusion, like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do, you know? You turn to God, like, "God, I don't know, help your son. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do going forward," right? And there was 2 times I had a dream, and I remember both of them clearly, HD, like, full color. I remember both of these dreams. Um, the first one, Imma summarize it, make it short. The first one, when I felt confused and lost, I was at some type of big house. All the family was running around and, there's kids running around. I'm in the backyard. There's like a little pond, or at least like a little puddle of water, a body of water. I don't know if it was as big as a pond, but I was at this body of water because I didn't feel acknowledged in the dream. I didn't feel accepted in the dream. And then when I saw a shadow, and somebody walked up. I'm looking down. I saw a shadow. When I looked up, it was Big Vi. And he always held a cup, a mug, he always held a cup of something. He always had something to eat, something to drink. And he was looking. I looked up, it was Big Vi. Clear as day. Y'all gonna make me tear up on these stories. It was clear as day. And he just was like, "What you doing?" And I don't know what I said or remember what I said, but he then bent over to me, pat me on my back, pat me on my head like, "You alright," like I was good. I was good. I woke up like, what I'm stressing about, I'm good. He gave me that. That was my angel. That was my angel. That was him coming to me. I asked God, I said, "I'm confused. I don't know what's going on." And in that dream, he came to me. The spirit speaks. That was the person I needed at that time. That was the person I needed at that time, right? That was the first time. The second time was recently, and I ain't tell my mom about the first dream, but I told her a little bit about this second one because that was still heartfelt, but it was more funny. So I used to, I used to mess with my stepfather. He sleep strong, like he slept hard. He used to be the loudest snorer. I mean, like, you could hear him across the house. And there would be times when, like, me and my cousin would, like, throw socks at him while he sleep to see if, like, he'll feel it. Like, how hard is he sleeping type stuff. We always played around with We used to play jokes and stuff. He'd get us back and whatnot, like, we always had fun. So, this second time that was more recent, I was, tell you how everything is connected. I told you he's the one that put me on to these video games that I play. One of the main games that, like, opened my world to video games was Final Fantasy VII. That was the one that he played. He didn't let me play the game until Final Fantasy VIII came out. So Final Fantasy 8 is technically where I started, and that's my favorite game. But Final Fantasy 7 is where I would watch him play, and I was like, "Yo, this don't look crazy, like, he's playing out a story, a movie." Like, I never seen nothing like it. So then, recently, they remade Final Fantasy 7 for the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and instantly, I thought about him, right? Instantly, I thought about him, and I was just like, "Man, you would love it. You would love it." You like, vicariously, you living it through me. I'm I'm making this still happen with you. Like, these moments, these memories are captured with us, with me. So, I'm playing the game, right? And I had gotten into that work mode where nothing else matters. I'm just gonna put my head down and work. Like, we get in those modes, right? And I had got to a point where I was dismissing my emotion, like, forget your emotion, just keep working, make your money, do whatever it is that you plan to do, forget how you feel. I started to neglect myself, and I said, "Let me," because my wife be having to remind me, "Let me, do something for me." Something even as simple as just playing the game, right? And that's the game that I chose to play. I had this game, before I had a PlayStation 5. I had it on PlayStation 4, and I put the game in to download it, but I never actually played it. When I started playing it, man, I tell you, so many memories. I started reminiscing heavy, and it was all towards Big Vi, right? My stepfather. And I was just like, okay. So then I one night, I got to that point of despair where I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do. Got to that point again, God help your son. What is it? I need something. I had a dream that night. I had a dream that night. Spirit speaks heavily to me through dreams. That is a medium that the spirit speaks for me. I had a dream that night. Quick recap of the dream. Uh, a lot of times in my childhood, when my stepfather was watching me, I want to be the rebellious child and try not to listen, and he would try. He did his best with me, and he did a damn good job. In the dream, it was just me and him. I wasn't supposed to go nowhere, but I snuck out the house. I went over to a friend's house and was playing video games. And before I knew it, it was getting dark. So it's late. I need to hurry up and get back I need to get back home. When I got back to my crib in the dream, it turned into like a game setting. I got to sneak back into the house. Man, I was feeling that. I was like pulsating. I was feeling that like crazy, trying to get back into the crib, sneak back into the crib. It was a moment in the dream where I got inside. I heard him wake up and I could hear him walking. I snuck into the kitchen and I hid underneath the kitchen sink, and I could see him come into the kitchen, look around a little bit, and then he went and got him something to drink out of the refrigerator, and he left the room. I went, snuck into my room, and it was like a victory. If anybody knows the Final Fantasy victory thing, like dun, 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 dun. Like, I was like, okay, it was a celebration. And that was shortly interrupted. He busted in the room like, "Where you been at?" And I was like, caught. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, like, he caught me. And then he laughed. He said something at the time. I don't remember completely what he said, but he said something at the time in that dream. And I woke up and my heart was pounding. Like, I felt everything about that, and those was the 2 times that he had came to me, Spirit Speaks, man, and it calmed me, it showed me, for one, I need to be I need not neglect myself, right? I don't need to neglect myself in this life for whatever financial gain, whatever physical gain, whatever gain. I don't need to neglect myself to gain. So it's okay if I play the game. It's okay, if I want to sit down for a little bit. It's okay if I didn't clean everything today, everything and get done today. It's okay if I didn't check everything off on my list. It's all right, bro. Like, you got a whole life ahead of you. Like, be present, capture these moments. Because when I neglect myself, I neglect the things around me. That includes my wife, that includes my community, that includes everything. It starts with you. It starts with you. So if you neglecting yourself and dismissing and disacknowledging your emotion, which you're feeling, huh? Then you're not actually able to serve. You're not actually able to provide. You're not actually able to be there for anyone else. You can't be. You can't be. You can act like you are. You can put on a good show, but you can't be. You can't pour from an empty cup, right? And that was just interesting. Another thing, the power of reminiscing is when you when you reminisce, when certain memories, you allow certain memories just to flow. When these things start to happen, you start to connect. Am I glitching? Get it together. The technology. I'm telling you, man. All right, let's go. I'm gonna keep on going because I see it's trying to test me. But the power of reminiscing is you start to connect the dots. You know, we it's too common, it's too trendy for people to, oh, that's something associated with childhood, or you have childhood trauma. A lot of people that talk about it don't really know what they're talking about. These childhood things, everything that stems from the past has created the person that you are today. So learning, reminiscing, you can now take the information that you have and make sense of some of the things from the past or connect the dots, so to say. You can, okay, that's the reason why I respond to that situation like this. That's the reason why that triggers me. That's the reason why I, have this habit. That's the reason why, or that's how I started doing, or this is why I associate myself with, you know, you start to make sense of things. That's the power of reminiscing is if you could remember, right? If you could remember these moments, if you could remember these times, if you could remember these scenarios, these situations, then you can make sense of it as an adult. As a kid, a lot of things didn't make sense. It is what it is. Things happened, you know. But as an adult, you can make sense of it and realize, like, yo, that shouldn't have happened. This could have happened. The reason why I am the way I am towards that particular event, or, like a lot of people, antisocial, introverted. At some point, you've had, negative reaction or interaction with another person. So you rather not. You rather not go into this type of interaction because there's a possibility that I can relive that feeling, but you're not actualizing the feeling. You just like, I don't talk to people. I'm an introvert. Like, I get it. I get it. But nonetheless, that's the power of reminiscence. You can reminisce, if you can, spend a little time in La La Land, if you could spend a little time there and just like let your mind drift to the past and see where it lands, feel those moments. And like I said, though, you are meant to be in the present. So reminisce. I encourage it. Go to the past, recreate some of these moments, right? Replay some of these moments captured. It's like watching an old movie. Come on now. It's like watching an old movie. I got DVDs still, right? How many of us still remember cassettes? How many of us like remember the transition into CDs? I still got CDs. I still got some VHS tapes. Yes, but it's the movies, it's the sounds, it's the smells, right? It was one time, my wife, a wife makes a home. That's a true statement. My wife, decorated a certain way and had it smelling a certain way. And, I came home from work one time, and when I walked into my house, I swear I was at my grandma's house because it was like the exact same scent. This is like she created that. It don't even know it. And I just was like, I just had to pause. I just had to stop. Like, I just walked into my grandma's living room again. I thought I'd never get that chance. That house is demolished. It's a store now, right? I thought I'd never get that chance, but I just was able to travel back in time. You can time travel with the power of reminiscing. It's time travel. You just can't get stuck in the past. You got to still be able to travel back to the present. Okay. Says you can't stay in the past only remembering the good times. You must retrieve those feelings and bring them forward to the present to create more memories that you will reminisce on in the future. Staying in the past will cause depression because the present will never be exactly as the past was. So, as much power as it holds, you got to learn how to utilize that power. The past is a beautiful thing. It's where we all learned, we all felt, we all had. But you got to bring those memories, those moments, you got to bring those feelings forward and be present to create more memories, more moments that you will then rely on in the near future. All right. And I ended on this because I had a good time with this one. I ended on this. Nobody on their deathbed says, if I had just a little more time, what do they say they would do? Nobody say, I would work more. I would make more money. I wish I made more money. Never, never. The important thing is I would spend more time with my family. I would love more, right? Everybody has those revelations. Like I would change who I am or what I'm thinking about now. I wish I was thinking about it during my life, knowing that it's about to end. When somebody's knowingly on their deathbed, like you don't got much time left, then their thoughts never go to monetary gain. Their thoughts never go to, dismissing emotion. Mm-mm. I would love more time with my woman. I would love more time with my husband. I would love to see my kids again. I want to see y'all smiling, right? If they had more time. Time is the most valuable asset. No monetary gain can compare. So invest your time wisely. Thank you all for being here on this Mindset Monday. This is the power of reminiscing. Remember, you can't stay in the past, but you are able to go there, connect some dots, relive some moments, watch these movies again, get these feelings, come back to the present, create more moments that in the future you will then reminisce on as well. I'm already reminiscing on this past weekend. It's been very eventful. And it's been awesome. I mean, all the ups and downs, bumps and grinds, everything, everything. So don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid to relive some of these moments, right? And do not dismiss yourself, neglect yourself, or any emotion that you may be feeling. You are feeling it for a reason, and it's to be felt. It's yours to have. Like, you don't need outside validation. You don't need to, even if you're confused and don't know what the feeling is, that's cool. You don't have to throw it away. It's for you. It's for you. And that's how we create these moments, by being present. All right, good people. Keep this with you for this week. We'll be back with another one shortly. You all comment, like, subscribe, come over to the page, share the page. Hit me up on the social media sites. Tell me, if you like the content, what's going on, things that you would like to hear about, things that you would like to see, know more about, if you'd like to be a guest, all of that stuff, man. Everything is just a conversation away. Hit me up. I'd love to talk to you, okay? Much love to everybody out there. Peace.